What's up guys, JakeOn72 here, and today we're going to be bringing you guys a new series called Battlecast, and I'm going to be doing it with my friend Zach, and we're just going to be going over Battlefield in general and how we feel about the new game, Battlefield 4.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be a general discussion, maybe a little bit of argument about, Battlefield 4, the new patch, Battlefield 3, and past titles, also Battlefield Hardline, and possible other things related to Battlefield in general. That's what we're getting at.
Right, so first of all, we have a couple notes, and the first one thing up there is pre-patch. So pre-patch Battlefield 4 was, in short, a mess. A complete mess. It was laggy. The sites would sway like maracas. You would get hit markers everywhere. Your hit markers wouldn't hit right. Your hitbox, you'd shoot on your screen, you'd be hitting them, and on their screen they wouldn't, so they'd kill you.
Getting shot behind walls, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
It was just not a good release. It was worse than Battlefield 3. In Battlefield 3, everyone was complaining, oh, why am I getting shot behind walls? Oh my god. And then in Battlefield 4, it was 100 times worse. And people were just shocked that EA and DayZ could release a game that was just that unfinished. It was actually kind of terrible.
Right. So next up came on September 30th, the massive overhaul patch, which was supposed to fix absolutely everything, and we're going to be discussing if it actually did.
But this September 30th is almost 2 years from the start of Battlefield 4 when it was actually released, which means that they took them 2 years after the game was released, which I would assume they spent 2 years on the game itself, maybe a little bit longer, which means it took them 4 years to finish this game, 2 years after it was released. It was just, you cannot release a game like that. It was just, that was a mistake in and of itself. But that's besides the point. Let's talk about if this new patch actually did fix what they were leading up to it to fix.
Right, so the new patch covered pretty much everything. Battlefield 4 was a new game aside from graphics, and that's a given. But a couple things that they did that the big ones, the big changes were the UI fixes. Basically, you could completely customize your UI from minimap to player icons to the names above players' heads to the score, pretty much everything. Next up came the lag. Lag was significantly reduced, if not almost eliminated, so you wouldn't have any of that shot behind corners and bullshit deaths where you would be killed from miles away and your opponent would be all the way across the map and you wouldn't know how they killed you. And then the sight sway, which was one of my favorites, was fixed, so it doesn't seem like maracas, and it seems more like an actual gun that you're shooting.
Now, I don't know if they actually fixed this glitch or not, but my favorite glitch of all time Battlefield 4 had to be the glitch where no matter how you died, the first thing that shot you would display on the kill cam. So say a Scar H started shooting you, and then about 10 minutes later, you walk through the battlefield and you get shot by a tank. That Scar H would display on the kill cam. It would say that the player who shot you with the Scar H would kill you. Like, that was just my favorite glitch. I don't know if they fixed that or not, but that was just beautiful.
Right, so they actually did fix that glitch, which was pretty awesome, and I'm glad that they fixed that, because I'd look at the kill cam and be like, wait, what? That guy must be hacking. He's way far away from me. He's on C when I'm on A.
Or how did the helicopter kill me with a Barrett 50 cal? I mean, how is this possible?
Right, it's just not explainable. It was a mess, and nothing good came from that. But the patch fixed a lot of the things. So next up on our topic list, and lastly, almost lastly, if we come up with anything on the top of our heads, we have DLC. Now, Zach knows a lot more about the DLC than I do, so I think I'm going to let Zach do the majority of this. So go ahead, Zach.
So there are, it's undeniable that the game is different from console and PC. PC has more servers in general, and this ties into DLC for one big reason, is that on console, because I am a PS4 Battlefield player, I was previously on Xbox 360, but now you cannot find servers the way you can on PC. I don't know how it is. I've heard that it's still hard, but wherever it is for PC, it's 100 times worse for Battlefield 4 on the PS4. Because if you're trying to find a specific server, such as China Rising, You can't find that. You just simply can't. Unpopular servers, they might be unpopular on PC, but they are non-existent on console. But DLC as a whole for Battlefield has, like, not even just Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3 included, it's never been done correctly. There have been DLCs that have been focused on two specific things, such as close quarters, or air combat, or vehicle combat. That was just a complete mess in Battlefield 3. No one played vehicle superiority, tank superiority, and air superiority, and such as that. And it tied over to BF4 too. I mean, I have to say the map design is a little bit better on BF4. The DLC maps were well designed. Unlike Battlefield 3, some of them were not the best. In fact, I felt like I was playing an alpha version of the game, but on the actual game, it was just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just speaking as a PC player right now, I bought the digital deluxe edition of Battlefield 4, so that came with a China Rising DLC, and according to the battle log, there were almost 0 servers running China Rising, which I find pretty unacceptable. I mean, to me, they weren't necessarily the best set of maps, and I can understand why people didn't want to play them, nor were server providers or server hosts wanting to have them on the servers because nobody would play the servers. But yeah, I just felt like that.
One more thing,
right?
one more thing I wanted to put in before we finish up DLC is that DICE had different sections of their team working on different DLCs. They had DICE Stockholm working on one specific DLC, and DICE Los Angeles working on a different one. Now, this might be great task managing, but it did not work out in terms of one overall goal. Some DLCs didn't have Levolution, some did, and personally I think Levolution's a bit of a gimmick, but the point is they didn't feel like they were heading the same direction, and I felt that was just wrong.
Yeah, so back to what I was saying before, that the only 2 DLC packs that I felt like people are actually playing as of now, I believe that all the DLCs are released. The only ones that I've seen people play a lot, or the most popular, are the one from Battlefield 3, where the original maps from Battlefield 3, where they brought that back, and the Close Quarters DLC. Those are the only 2 that I've seen people actually play a lot, and not just kind of play for the first hour and be like, okay, well, this was fun for an hour, let's just go on to the next one.
Alright, so I guess that finishes up DLC. I mean, overall, it could be worked on. So, next, I want to talk about Battlefield Hardline and future Battlefield titles to come. Now, I started out Battlefield in Bad Company 2. It was just a beautiful game. I cannot complain about it. And Bad Company 2, everyone's asking for a sequel. So Battlefield Bad Company 3. And at the beginning of Battlefield 4 release, they said they were not working on it currently. There's no word or say as to now. They did say that they were using Bad Company 2 material in Hardline. But the point is, I think a lot of the community wants Battlefield Bad Company 3. I feel like that it brings a lot more of the core of the game, the core of the title, back to the franchise, and I think that they really could use that. Not just a skin over with Battlefield Hardline. The Battlefield Hardline, I played the beta, I'm sure a lot of us did, and another one's coming up soon, and I feel like a lot of people gave it a bad reputation to start with, and you can just never judge a game by its beta. I don't think that's a appropriate way to judge something, even though everyone says don't judge a book by its cover. It always is judged. What do you think, Jake?
Honestly, I thought that it was more of a reskin of Battlefield 4. Not to say that it was a complete reskin. They definitely, absolutely had more new features. Customizability was a bigger thing there. Like, you could, for God's sakes, you could have a zip line. You could zip line from one building to another, which was not in Battlefield 4, but I just feel like from playing Battlefield 4, I don't think I'm going to be buying Hardline because I just think that they're too similar.
See, I have it.
And by all means, this isn't a rant venue. This isn't a rant video, so we're not hating on anything. We're just purely expressing our opinions.
Yeah, I definitely gonna buy Hardline. Now I don't know about Premium like I did with Battlefield 4, but with Battlefield 4, I picked it up, I played about 100 hours, and then I didn't like the feel of the game. It didn't feel to me like how a Battlefield should feel. And when I played Hardline, I don't know if it was just for the few, like, 10, 20 hours I played it for, but I felt like Battlefield Hardline was the game that I wanted Battlefield 4 to be. And I'm okay with spending $60 to pay that, because I'm a loyal Battlefielder. I always have been. Well, maybe not always, but I always will be. I'll be certain of that, no matter how much they screw up. And I think that's what Visceral and DICE are betting on right now. Hopefully they can pull through for the franchise.
Right. So I think that will pretty much finish up this this Battlecast video for today. If you guys like the video, go ahead and slap a like on it, and tell us in the comments below if you want to see more of this and if you liked it. Also, check out Zach's channel in the description below. He'll be uploading videos soon once he gets his channel up and running. Isn't that right?
I'll try. We'll see what happens. I love you guys.
All right.
See you later.
All right. I'll see you guys in the next one.